Good morning, this is Aggie, and in this video I'm just going to do some experiments on, this is a really inexpensive watercolor paper, and I'm going to try just my super tip markers and do some florals just for the fun of it, you know, just to kind of experiment a little bit. So I don't know, you know, this might turn out to be a disaster or it might be really cool, who knows. But these are super tips I got at Walmart. They're pretty fun. You know what I did is I did some sketches in my, what is this? This is what inspired the thought. So this is Strathmore sketch paper, and I just love the look of this gray marker on here. Who knows, maybe I'll just wind up doing this on sketch paper, but I wanted to see what it would look like, you know, if I did it on a paper where I could add, you know, water. So that's the idea. And the other thing I don't usually do is I don't start with the leaves, and that's a new thing that I am doing in my florals now, is like, what if I started by really thinking about, you know, the leaves. So, and these are just some flowers, and, you know, we'll just see. This will be my vase, I guess. Good morning, Helen. How are you? How is everybody doing? I know you're going through some family stuff right now. Hope everybody's okay. And kind of as I'm doing this, I'm figuring out, like, how would the eye travel, you know? What would maybe lead the eye in? Some things definitely need to go off of the canvas or surface or whatever it is. And, oh, that's a green. I didn't realize that was a green. So let's get some really nice darks in here now. Kind of need to have dark shapes here and there too. Oh, I'm really making the screen wobble. Sorry about that. All right, now let's get some color going. I like how, you know, you can just be really loose with this sort of thing. All right, let's get something else in here. I don't know what this is. Oh, that is kind of nice. And who knows, maybe I'll come back in here with paint on top of this. Good morning, Lisa. I'm not sure that I want this cool of a color in here or not. And this is a really cheap watercolor paper. So I'm going to hit this with water in a few minutes and see what happens. I've never done this. Started a painting with marker. Oh, hi, Lisa. I am just using a really cheap watercolor paper and my Super Tips washable markers to see what, just to see what I get out of this. I'm going to use water in a minute, but for now I thought, you know, what if I started a painting by laying down layers of marker? So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm putting in dark areas. They're going to be kind of connected. Trying to make an interesting, you know, dark pattern, if you will. And, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe this will just be an underlayer. And I'll wind up, you know, coming in with paint on top of this. Like I said, this is just a cheap watercolor paper, and I just felt like, you know, ever just feel like just using something you can control more, you know, like just using marker or pencil, you know. Okay, so the problem with this is I'm going to start to get mud because these are water-based. But what I figure I could do is maybe seal this if I get something going. If I get some good, I'm going to hit this with water in a minute. And like I say, I've never done this. This is just me being totally crazy and experimenting right on camera. Probably a little bit crazy, but hey, why not? Yeah, I'm almost to the point where I'm getting ready to add my water. Yeah, let's do that. And then maybe I'll hit it with paint on top of it. Yeah, these are the Super Tips washable markers. Yeah, just cheap stuff. All right, let me get some clean water. got some clean water. I feel like hitting it with something really, really dark. Maybe I'm going to grab a Sharpie. Let's see what I got here. I got all these different things. Now this, I think, has black in it already. Or no, this is just a marker. Hold on. One of these. Yeah, this has black in it. And I think I got this off of Amazon. It's too dry with this. This might just suck all the moisture out of this thing. Okay, so a little bit of, it's kind of all too spaced out a little too much. Just wanted to get a little, you know, some darks in. This is way too strong. All right, so I got some really dark darks. Yeah, they're water-based markers. And this is a really cheap watercolor paper I got on Amazon. It kind of looks gray. So this is a really, just a cheap natural bristle brush that I've attached a pen to, and it makes me stay really loose. And I'm just going to dip in my water now and see what happens if I hit this with water. This may not be the best brush. I wanted a floppy brush. All right, so I think what's happening here is the pigment, it's not real strong, but I'm getting some softening. By doing this. So that's interesting. I like some of these effects here and there that I'm getting. Yeah, it's almost like I have to kind of really wet it and manipulate it a few minutes, or you know, a few seconds to get it to kind of move. Ooh, I see some very pretty things happening in there. Who knows, this might work really well on a better paper. Have you guys ever done this sort of thing where you just did marker? Hey, Kelly. How did you do on your sale, girl? I watched a little bit of it. It seemed like you did awesome on your pop-up sale. And you're right, it is a lot of prep work. I can tell you how to reverse the camera. Although, are you, hey, Lisa, let's talk about this. Did you figure out what was the deal with reversing your camera? Because I have a Mac, I have an iPhone. And did you figure out that you could reverse your phone after all? Lisa has a, Lisa has an Android. So Lisa, tell her how to do it. Oh, on the Yupo paper. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I'll do it on, actually I got Yupo paper right over here. Huh, look at that. Interesting, huh? What if I were to spray mist it? Oh boy, it's way too much water, but interesting. Some drips. Oh wow, kind of moody. I mean, it's a great base layer, very quick. Okay, Lisa says, nope, my particular phone. Is it pretty? You like that? Let's see, my particular phone, Samsung Galaxy 9, I can't do it. It's not available. All right, so Kelly, if you're still there, if you want to reverse, if you're doing a Facebook, live, like I'm doing right now, and you want to reverse the image, oh, hold on, I got some cool, actually, I don't want this to mix anymore. But you know what I love about this? This was such a quick way to get a nice base layer down. So you go to the bottom, at least on an iPhone, there's a wand with a star at the bottom left. You click on that, and then you're going to get a few, let me look at it again. You get a few options. Yeah, you get it looks like a windshield. You get a windshield that's half white and half gray, vertical. That's to flip vertically. And then you get one right next to it. Another toolbox is a windshield for flipping top to bottom. And then there's a sun to adjust, I think, brightness. So that's how you do that. But you're not going to be able to do it if you have Lisa's type of phone. All right, let me grab a sheet of Yupo and try this. All right, let me get this out of the way. Put this somewhere to kind of hang out. Actually, it looks like a big black mess now that I laid it down over there. You guys are just being nice to me. All right, so here's a new pad of Yupo. Yupo. Morning, Tammy. How are you? All right, so I've never done marker, water-soluble marker on Yupo. So let's see what happens. I need to tape this to something. Hold Hold on. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. These are from Michael's. I guess they're like birch panels or something. They only sell them, I think, at the really big Michael's. Did you know that there are different size Michael's stores? Anyway, is this all visible on here? I guess it is. All right, let me grab a sheet of Yupo paper. So the Yupo paper comes transparent, like kind of translucent and white, opaque like this. And obviously this one's the white opaque one. I don't know, the markers might just bead up on here. Good morning, Patsy, how are you? Oh, if you do a live on your computer, well, that's really interesting. Huh. That is really interesting. I don't know what that's about, Lisa. All right, well, for now, I'll just do little corners. Just to get this attached. I think you have to be careful with Yupo that you don't get your hand oils on there, because that'll, then the pigments won't stick to, won't really stick to it. Actually, yeah, maybe it's going to work just fine. Oh, wow, just wipes right off with your finger. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I don't know that this is going to stay, that's the thing. if I go and paint over this, it really might not stay. So I'm looking at some of my little inspiration drawings on the side here, just to kind of, in case if I run out of an idea, I got that to look at. I want to figure out the formula for myself on, you know, what do you do at the top of a vase, you know? I haven't decided what, you know, what really works. You know, I know you have to have dark. I've decided, you know, you got to kind of always have some dark there. That's kind of nice, I think. So now, oh, I didn't know that. Look at it. The lids can go on either way. I don't know that that's a good thing. What does this color look like? Oh, kind of a mossy green. I mean, sometimes it's fun to just get really loose and wild, right? Green at top of vase. Green. Yeah, greens. I don't know what color this is. Okay, this is like a cool green now. Yeah, I mean, I'm still new to Yupo, to be honest with you. And it's like you really have to work on the background the most, is what I think you have to do, you know? All right, so let's get some pinky peaches and stuff in here maybe. Of course, I'm contaminating my markers, but this set was $15. I'm not, you know, I'm not really that worried. $15 for 100 super tip markers at Walmart. I kind of like the movement going on in here. I know at some point I'm going to want to add softness. Yeah, I've got my alcohol inks right behind me, but and I've played with the alcohol inks on Yupo, and yeah, they are awesome. Could probably throw some on here at some point. I probably will. This green doesn't do a lot for me. It's funny, they look one way on the case and then they look another way. Oh, this is kind of a nice green. I think what I'd like to do at some point is soften it all, but I don't know what's going to be the best way to do that. And I want to come in with, I like how neutral it is, you know. It's a soft neutral. It's got a nice soft neutral thing going on. Oh, I went crazy with that color. No, these are water-based. These are water-based markers, so who knows? I might have a big mess on my hands. I love this one. So I'm spritzing water on here just to kind of see what happens. That's interesting. Well, that automatically softens it. And it's gonna run now. And then I wonder if I would spritz it with alcohol at the same time. I don't know what that would do. I think this is alcohol. Oh, wow. Okay, too much alcohol there. Ooh. Well, totally changed the look of it. Kind of cool. So the water and the alcohol are kind of battling it out, I guess. You know, I mean, I guess I like the organic nature of that. It looks better if you don't mess with it. Wow. So this is water. And then I'm wondering if I wipe away, I'm gonna grab some cotton balls or cotton swabs here. I've even got one of these Jim Holtz do-jabbies. Well, that creates a soft texture. So there you go. That's one way to soften, is to just dab it with one of these guys, right? I love what's going on right there. Some interesting stripes. Well, that's interesting. That's a Q-tip. So I think I want something a little wider. I got cotton balls and makeup wedges here. Oh, I like that. Of course, some of it wants to wipe off too much. Yeah, I'm live. Love you. Actually, that's interesting. I just used this as a stamping tool. Cotton ball. This is fun. I like it. So who'd have thunk, huh? Just markers and Yupo paper. Of course, I can't tell how it looks to you guys. Is this on here, right? Oh, here. Can't really tell. It's kind of light now. But let's dry this. What if I did drop in some alcohol inks on here? What the heck, right? I don't know what's going to happen between the water and everything else. Okay, so that was alcohol ink. You can kind of stop it by doing this. I mean, you know, it really is just experimenting and discovering, you know, what works, you know, through trial and error. I don't know how much I like this or don't like this yet, but I know I need some nice dark, but well, I guess what I liked about this was the neutralness of it, and then I just got rid of all the neutralness that was in there. Neutralness, is that a word? Probably not. Well, the white stuff definitely reacts differently, which I did know that. Just want a couple darks in here. You always need some neutrals, right? Well, it's funny, that white kind of made that look like a bloom. Can make it drip. All right, so if I come in with a brush here, I'm adding water. And, you know, like I say, I've never done this. I have no idea what that's going to do to it, but this is just all about experimenting today. And the alcohol ink doesn't know what to do with the water. It's interesting. All right, so it starts to look over manipulated. That's what it's starting to look like to me. But I mean, the nice thing about Yupo paper is you can kind of get all this back off of there again, I think, if you wanted to. Kind of want to see what happens if I add white paint now. So I just got some white acrylic paint. Again, this is me being just crazy, trying crazy stuff. May not work. I've never done this, so, you know, who knows? Who knows? Giant flower. And I have done this. I have put acrylic paint over alcohol inks, and I really did like it. I like the result a lot. Okay, this is a little too crazy, this big flower. I think the alcohol, I think only if the alcohol was wet. It would only change it if it's still wet. This isn't shaken enough. Okay, it takes too long to do that. I think if I were to put my markers back in here again, they're gonna get ruined, right? Yeah, probably. Can I use a ballpoint pen? No. No, not really. Just ruined a ballpoint pen, but that's okay. I guess if I don't care about ruining a marker. All right, what else? Maybe I'll set this aside. And well, that just softened the whole thing again, which is kind of cool. Interesting. So interesting, all the crazy stuff you can come up with, right? Just wanted to splatter something a little bit. All right, let me hit this with the blow dryer, see what happens. Yeah, I like using the blow dryer to force pigment to do things like that. Like you just can't get, there'd be no way for me to get such a beautiful line as that. I love that. Actually, I kind of like this piece. I am kind of liking it. So I'm going to set it aside for a while. My eyes are tired of looking at this. And I'm going to look at something else now. It's a little bit pale. Where's the other one I was working on? Didn't I have another one? Oh, I had a watercolor, yeah. so here's that watercolor I was working on. Wow. It's like it just keeps absorbing and blending. That's funny. So this is still very, very wet. Wow, so wet. All right, what if I put some paper towels underneath it? And maybe I should use a heat gun instead. Because wow, so wet. Yeah, this is just going to take a super long time to dry. But it is the soft underlayer I was looking for, you know. So yeah, I mean, I guess markers, I could say that markers can be a nice way to do a base layer quickly. Hey, Stephen Knight. Oh my goodness, how are you doing? Okay, I love this right here. This is, ugh, looks terrible. But, I love this little piece right here. That's what's going to happen when you're experimenting like this. You're going to find little things you really like and things you know, not so much that you don't like. But, you know, that's okay. So, let's see. I'm wondering if I can come back in and do more now. You know, what's going to happen. So like if I do that, all right, so if I just lay in color and then let that bleed out. And I suppose I could go grab my watercolors. They would probably work a lot better. And then let's say I want to add in some light stuff. For later. I mean, I could certainly do some reverse paint. This is acrylic paint right now I'm using. So I can certainly come in and do some, you know, reverse painting here. I mean, this is just white, but I could, bigger brush. And I should open up my paint box. I have so many supplies sitting right here. Got no room. Okay. Let me grab some acrylic paint and throw that down on here. Yeah? Oh, go ahead. You can do it. It's okay. Oh, gosh. My husband wants to use the blender, and he's not because he doesn't want you guys to hear it. That's very considerate of him. I feel like a jerk now. Yeah, I love the cutting in around. All right, well, that's probably enough, you guys. I'm gonna let him use the blender. But, oh, let me pull this over so you can see it. It's kind of crazy, but, you know, this was just some fun experimenting. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Happy Monday. It's June, my favorite month. And I just felt like doing some fun painting. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll work on this some more and I'll post it later. Bye.